Okay, hello people, I hope that all of you are doing super well. I finally have some spare time to record this because some hours ago, the Marvel Talk on social media accounts, both Twitter and Instagram, posted a very interesting photo of Storm with some, like lore information about the game that I would say is kind of a hint into one of the characters that could make it into the roster of Tokon, which is Black Panther. So we're gonna take a look at it. I'm gonna explain to you why that could be the case relatively quickly, and let's get into it. And well, the post that they put up on their social media accounts says the next thing: as the Queen Consort of Wakanda, Storm carries the weight on her shoulders to protect both her people and the world, stepping up as leader and one of the few X-Men available to fight. This of course has a ton of sense with the X-Men trailer and the overall story mode video that we got in the last Sony State of Play, but if we look into it, of course, it says that Storm in Tōkon, in the lore of the story of Marvel Tōkon, is actually the Queen of Wakanda, which means that she should be in some way related to T'Challa or Black Panther. And the thing is, there's already interactions in the game between Storm and Doctor Doom around T'Challa or Black Panther. And thank you to Legacy of Kaiser for compilating these quotes. What they actually talk about in the game is that Storm says to Doom that she will never forgive him for what he has done to T'Challa in some way of attack or kind of like maybe kidnapping him. And then Doom says to her that she should not worry, she should not make a drama about this because T'Challa is actually alive. He's not dead in the lore of Tōkon. So this, you can kind of argue that is a connection between the post and the information that they put out that Storm is directly the Queen of Wakanda, and the fact that Doom is actively saying in the quotes of the initial interactions between rounds that T'Challa is not dead, so he could be a part of the base roster of the game. And in connection to all of this, of course, it is very easy to argue that Black Panther making it into the base roster of the game is nothing weird. He can very easily be a part of the team in which Captain America is the leader. If it is the Avengers, for example, Black Panther has been a part of the Avengers multiple times, and it also happens in the MCU as well, of course. And then the other thing is that you can kind of argue that Black Panther can also be a part even of the team in which Doctor Doom is the leader, because it's also nothing weird if BP represents some sort of cosmic theme in connection with Doom. It would be kind of weird lore-wise because of the dialogue that Storm has with Doom, but it can still happen in some way or form. And we should also not forget and add into the discussion that the Marvel Tōkon developers have stated publicly that they do not want to imitate the Marvel vs. Capcom IP and their beloved characters, so they want to make kind of like their own thing with Tōkon. And Black Panther is arguably one of the most famous Marvel characters of all time that is not a staple of the Marvel vs. Capcom franchise. VP was only present on MVCI, Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, which is actually the worst Marvel vs. Capcom, many people would say. And at the same time, the VP that made it into MVCI in terms of gameplay and also visual design is actually disliked by many people. I think that there is a mass audience that will be very happy if Black Panther makes it into Tōkon, even if they are fans of MVC, because the version of Black Panther on MVCI is in many ways not the best. So we should also take that into account. Like, VP has a decent chance of making it into the base roster because you can argue that he's not a staple Marvel vs. Capcom character. And then to add even more layers into this, there's actually multiple storylines in Marvel Comics in which Black Panther gets married with Storm. It's not something new, and it's actually relatively common since the early 2000s in many ways. Like, it has happened many times. So this is not like weird. If it happens inside of Tōkon and inside the lore of this game specifically, it's not really a surprise. But the thing is, will Black Panther make it into the base roster of the game, or will he maybe be DLC because of this relationship that he has with Doom and how he has him in some way kidnapped or he attacked him or whatever? We will know later down the line, of course. I do hope that Black Panther makes it into the game. I think that he's a very cool character that, like I said, was not necessarily represented the best on MVCI. It would be amazing if he's on Tōkon. And yeah, that was the video, short and sweet. Hopefully you liked it. If you did, please consider giving the video a like and subscribing to support the channel. I will cover Marvel Tōkon at launch and all the times that is needed, and I do videos on other fighting games as well. Take care, have an amazing weekend, and see you soon.